Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News Channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. A parent who racked up 400,000 rands in unpaid fees has been forbidden from enrolling his daughter at St Cyprian, which is an elite private girls' school, for the upcoming academic year. Now, the Western Cape High Court sided with the school, which had repeatedly attempted to accommodate the parent and had even found an alternative school for the child. But this was rejected by the father, apparently, who insisted that the alternative school was unsuitable because it wasn't predominantly white. Now, I'm going to be honest here, right? As a Black South African, this whole story left me with a lot of mixed emotions. Let's start with the basics, right? Number one, education in South Africa is often tied to wealth, and the wealthier you are, the more likely you are to have access to better, more prestigious institutions, right? Now, this case is no different. St. Cyprian is a private school that relies heavily on the fees paid by the parents to fund its operations. Now, the court ruled that the school had even tried everything possible to accommodate the parents, but the parent seemingly refused to pay the fees. But it's the attitude expressed by the parent in this case that I want to focus on, right? The reason he gave for not wanting his child to go to a government-subsidized school, one that had made arrangements for her, is that it's not predominantly white, and this does not align with his daughter's cultural values, apparently, right? Now, this is where things get sticky. When I read that, I couldn't help but feel a sense of frustration and disbelief. How is this still a thing? In a country where we've fought so hard for racial equality and where after decades of systemic oppression, we finally have a Black majority, why is that some people still think that predominantly white institutions are the standards of quality and success? And I'm not saying, right, that the alternative school wasn't a good option. I mean, it seems to have met all the academic requirements. But what the father is implying with his refusal is something deeper. That somehow a predominantly Black school is inferior to a school that is predominantly white. And this mindset, quite frankly, I believe actually reflects a level of internalized racism that still pervades many segments of our society. It's a mindset that places white spaces on a pedestal, devaluing the richness of Black, African, and non-white cultures in the process. And I'm not going to ignore the financial reality here, right? The fees of 400,000 rands were not small. In fact, that's a staggering amount, especially considering the average South African household income. For many South Africans, access to such an elite fee-paying school is not even a remote possibility. And while I understand the parents' desire to give his daughter the best education, I can't help but wonder, why is it that our most exclusive, most expensive school still tend to cater to a particular racial group? In a country where there is still a vast inequality, this is an uncomfortable truth we cannot ignore. But that's the thing about privilege, right? It blinds people to the reality of others. And there's a great irony in the fact that this parent was holding on to the idea of superior school while refusing to acknowledge the alternatives that were being offered. And even worse, right? The idea that a school that isn't white enough and somehow doesn't align with the cultural values of his child is something that actually needs to be seriously interrogated. We've got to confront these beliefs. We need to talk about how deeply ingrained ideas of racial hierarchy still persist in our society. This is the kind of internalized prejudice we need to address. And I don't know if the father will ever truly understand the implications of his actions, but I don't know if he'll ever accept that his daughter's worth is not tied to the skin color of the people around her or the school she attends. But what I do know is the real issue here isn't about one parent's decision. It's about the cultural conditioning that still sees white spaces as the gold standard while undervaluing Black institutions and Black cultural identity. And it's something I believe that most of us have to unlearn. What do you think? Let's engage in the comment section. We really want to hear from you. Please, and while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me. Till we meet again, it is goodbye for now.